Good afternoon, class. This is our history and civics class. Let's begin with the reading and explanation of the chapter Mahavira and Buddha, Great Preachers. I've already given you the exercises and the question answers which you have to do in your history and civics, history copy or register, whatever you've made. Let's start with the reading and explanation. The 6th century BCE saw the rise of two new religions, Buddhism and Jainism. What were the two big religions which came into existence in the 6th century BCE? Buddhism and Jainism. By the 6th century BCE, the Vedic religion had become very complex. The Vedic religion in this 6th century BCE became very complex. Why did it become complex? There was a great deal of emphasis on rituals, yajanas and sacrifices. The rituals, yajanas and sacrifices which were made in the Vedic religion, the dealing of those things became very much complex, and it also became very much compulsory. A great emphasis was laid on these things. The Brahmins had become very powerful, and all the rituals had become too costly for the common man. In the Buddhism and Jainism time, the Brahmins became very much powerful, and just because they had to do all the rituals, so the Vedic religion became too costly for the common man. The Kshatriyas reacted strongly against the ritualistic domination of the Brahmins. In the Vedic civilization, we have already studied about the four Varnas. We have also read about the hierarchy system, or how the division was made in the four Varnas. In the topmost place, we had the Brahmins, then the Kshatriyas, then the Vaishyas and Shudras. So, when Brahmins became very much powerful in the Buddhism and Jainism time, then the Kshatriyas reacted strongly against the Brahmins. Okay, then both Mahavira and Buddha were Kshatriyas. When the Kshatriyas reacted against the Brahmins, then this Mahavira and Buddha, they came out, and both of these were Kshatriyas. Then the rise of Buddhism and Jainism was made. Okay. Just keep in mind, Mahavira and Buddha, these two were Kshatriyas. These two people reacted against or stood up against the Brahmins, that no, we also want the equal right as it is being given to the Brahmins. So the rise of Buddhism and Jainism took place. Animal sacrifices affected the economy because it was based upon agriculture and animal husbandry. The language used for all rituals was Sanskrit, and the common man could not understand it. The language which was used for doing all the rituals was Sanskrit, and it was not able for every person to understand Sanskrit easily. The use of coins facilitated trade and commerce, which added to the importance of the Vaishyas. They were ranked third in the society. In the topmost place, we had the Brahmins, then the Kshatriyas, and who were ranked the third number in the society? The Vaishyas. They were ranked third in the society, the first two being Brahmins and Kshatriyas. Naturally looked for a religion which would improve their positions. Thus, the Vaishyas became enthusiastic supporters of Buddhism and Jainism. Now, Vaishyas were on the third place because first place was occupied by the Brahmins and the second was occupied by the Kshatriyas. So, Vaishyas wanted a religion which would improve their position in the society. So, what did they do? They became the enthusiastic supporters of Buddhism and Jainism, which means that the Vaishyas started to support Mahavira and Buddha. The caste system had become very rigid, and the life of Shudras was miserable as they were ill-treated by the upper class. We have already studied in the Vedic civilization also that Shudras were kept on the fourth place. They were meant to serve the other three Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas. The Shudras were meant to work as laborers, or in Hindi we say na achut hote the. So these people were meant to serve the rest of the three. So This Shudras, the condition of the Shudras became more and more miserable, and they were ill treated. They were very badly treated by the people of the upper classes. Okay. At this time, two Kshatriya princes founded two new religions. When the Brahmins came into the supreme power, got the supreme power, then the two Kshatriya princes, क्षत्रिया के दो राजकुमारों ने दो न्यू रिलीजन्स फाउंड किए थे, एंड दे वर वर्धमन महावीरा एंड गौतम बुद्धा. वर्धमन महावीरा founded the Jainism and Gautam Buddha founded the Buddhism. Okay, we'll study further also about this. Now let's start talking about the Jainism. What is Jainism and how it was founded and all, we'll study in this. Vardhaman Mahavira founded Jainism, but he was not its first Tirthankara. The Jains believe he was the 24th and the last Tirthankara. Tirthankara means teacher. The first Tirthankara was Rishabdev, known as Adinath. Mahavira founded Jainism, but he was not known as the first teacher of the one who used to teach about Jain religion. Mahavira was known as the 24th teacher, or the last teacher who used to teach about the Jain religion. Then who was known as the first teacher of the Jainism? Rishabdev, who was also known as Adinath. Okay. Moving on to the life of Mahavira. Mahavira was born in 540 BCE at Kundagram in Vaishali, now a district of Bihar. His father, Siddharth, was the head of a Kshatriya clan, and his mother, Trishala, was a Licchavi princess. Till the age of 30, Mahavira led a normal life. He was married to a princess named Yashoda and had a daughter. At 30, he renounced the world and wandered as an ascetic from place to place. He wandered for 12 years in search of knowledge. He attained enlightenment at the age of 42. It made him conquer both misery and happiness, and thus he became a Jinnah, or the conqueror. His followers came to be known as Jains. He came to be called Mahavira, or the great hero. He then travelled from place to place in Anga, Videha and Magad, preaching his faith. He died in 468 BCE at Pavapuri, near Rajgir in Bihar, at the age of 72. Okay, here the entire description of the life of Mahavira is given, that he was born in 540 BCE in Vaishali, a district which is in Bihar, and his father's name was Siddharth, mother's name was Trishala, and till the age of 30 he had a normal life. He used to live a normal, as a prince he used to live a normal life, and he was also married to a princess whose name was Yashoda, and then he had a daughter. Till the age of 30 he did not know, he was leading a very normal life. Later on he wandered into the world, or went into the world and visited many places. Then he renounced means he brought a light in the he emphasized on a particular religion, wandered for 12 years in search of knowledge, and attained enlightenment at the age of 42. Okay. Then he became the conqueror, or the Jinnah. His followers used to call him Jains. He was also known as Mahavira, or the great hero. He travelled from places to places and died in 468 BC at Pavapuri, which is also in Bihar, and he died at the age of 72. Okay, this is just a life description of Mahavira. Now, what were the doctrines of Jainism? There were some particular doctrines or some important thing which were emphasized in the Jainism religion. What were they? Ahimsa. He was against violence and practiced strict ahimsa. Ahimsa is a simple word which is used in place of non-violence. Ahimsa meant non-injury to any living being. He believed every living being, every object had a soul. Even unconscious killing of an ant was a sin. What did Mahavira believe in? That every living being has a soul, every object has a soul, and in in Jain religion, it was not even allowed to unconsciously kill an ant. This was also believed that it is a sin to kill an ant unconsciously. The second doctrine was the attainment of moksha. Liberation of the soul from the cycle of birth and rebirth was the main goal of life. What did Mahavira say? He said that in the entire cycle of birth and rebirth, the main aim should be the goal of life. The goal of life should be particular. And if you do good in your life, then only you will attain, or then only you will get मोक्ष in your future. हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना कि अच्छे कर्म करने पे ही मोक्ष की प्राप्ति टाइप्स. That is what Mahavira used to say. Okay. Then Triratna. By practicing three virtues or following the three jewels of life, one can attain moksha. These three ratnas were right faith, right knowledge, and right action. Mahavira used to say कि if you follow only three basic things in your life, then you can attain मोक्ष. मोक्ष की प्राप्ति इन तीन चीज़ों को करने से मिल सकती है. क्या थी वो तीन चीज़ें? राइट फेथ, राइट नॉलेज एंड राइट एक्शन. ओके. अगर हमारा विश्वास सही चीज़ पे है, अगर हमें सही चीज़ों की नॉलेज है और अगर हम सही काम करते हैं, देन वी कैन अटेन, तो हमें मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो सकती है. दिस इज़ व्हाट महावीरा यूज्ड टू से. 5 vows ऑफ जैनिज्म. अहिंसा. vows मतलब सीरियस प्रोमिसेस. जैनिज्म इस बात को लेके बहुत ही सीरियस थे, इन चीज़ों के लिए बहुत पर्टिकुलर थी. क्या क्या चीज़ें थी? अहिंसा, नॉन वायलेंस, सत्य, ट्रूथ, अचौर्य और अस्तेय, नॉन स्टीलिंग, ब्रह्मचार्य, कैलिबेसी, and aprigraha, non-possession. Okay, these were the 5 vows of Jainism. Mahavira did not believe in caste system at all. He considered all men as equal. He opposed all form of religious rites and rituals. He did not believe in Vedas and in existence of God. Mahavira said that I don't believe in any kind of caste system. Mahavira used to say that all men are equal. Okay, and he did not even believe in the existence of God also. Sects. Later on, Jainism was divided into two sects, or into two parts. Those who followed severe penance and renunciation were called Digambras, the sky-clad. They kept long fasts and discarded clothes. The second sect wore clothes, did not believe in extreme penance and renunciation. They were called Svetambras, the white-clad. What is penance? An act done to atone for a sin. An act done to atone for a sin. Digambras and Svetambras were the two different parts in which the people in the Jainism society are divided. So the people who belong to Digambra society, they kept long fast. लॉन्ग टाइम के लिए वो लोग उपवास रखते थे और पाप से दूर रहने के लिए दे यूज टू कीप लॉन्ग फास्ट एंड डिस्कार्ड क्लोथ्स. जैसे वो बोलते थे ना, अगर कोई गलत बात बोल दी या गलत काम कर दिया, तो अगर कोई गलत काम करते वक्त उनके कपड़े भी जो उन्होंने पहने होते थे वो उसको भी फेंक देते थे. Those were known as Digambras. And who were Svetambras, white clad? They used to, वो इतना ज़्यादा पाप के लिए इन सब पे ज़्यादा बिलीव नहीं करते थे. ओके. Religious text. The followers of Jainism adopted Prakrit language to preach their doctrines. Many regional languages developed out of Prakrit language. Their teachings were written in Ardh Magdi and a form of Prakrit एंड आर कॉल्ड पूर्वास एंड अंगास। पूर्व और अंग जो हैं इनके रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट के नाम होते थे। एंड अर्ध मगधी, मगध भाषा में इनकी टेक्स्ट जो हैं वो लिखे होते थे। स्प्रेड ऑफ जैनिज्म। The fact that Jainism was free from rituals and complexities made it popular. Mahavira used Prakrit, the language of common people, to spread his teachings. Even some of the rulers were his followers. They patronized Jainism and made the religion popular. Mahavira organized an order of his followers in which he admitted both men and women. The spread of Jainism in Karnataka is attributed to Chandragupta Maurya, who gave up his throne and became a Jaina. In later centuries, Jainism spread to Gujarat, Rajasthan, and even now these areas have a good number of Jain followers. How did Jainism spread? Jainism was Jainism, as I've already told, that it is free from rituals and it is not very complex. Mahavir used simple language which was used by the common people. That is why it spread very rapidly to spread his teachings. Okay, some rulers also became Mahavira's followers, and he organized an order of his followers in which he admitted both men and women. Mahavira did not discriminate in men and women also. He said that both of them can follow his rules and not his rules. He said that men and women are, everyone is equal. There is no caste system, so everyone can follow the Jainism religion, and he equally admitted both men and women. The spread of Jainism in Karnataka. How did Jainism spread in Karnataka? By Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya spread the Jainism religion in Karnataka. He gave up his throne and became a Jain. वो भी एक कॉन्करर बना। और लेटर सेंचुरीज़ में जैनिज़्म कैसे कहाँ कहाँ स्प्रेड हुआ? गुजरात में, राजस्थान में, और बहुत सारे एरियाज़ में जैनिज़्म फॉलोअर्स बढ़ते चले गए. ओके. Contribution of Jainism. Jainism influenced and contributed to the Indian art and architecture. Beautiful and massive images in stones were sculpted for this purpose. Most beautiful example of Jain architectural perfection are the Dilwara temples of Mount Abu, which were built between 11th and 13th centuries AD. These temples are renowned for skillful and artistic work in marble. Other temples built by Jains are Ranakpur Temple of Rajasthan, Gomechwara statue in Sharwan Belgola, etc. Jainism influenced and contributed to the Indian art and architecture. जैनिज़्म ने इंडियन आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर में बहुत ज़्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट किया है. बहुत सारे टेम्पल्स बनवाए हैं. दिलवारा टेम्पल ऑफ माउंट अबू उनमें से एक है. ठीक है. और बहुत ज़्यादा स्किलफुल और आर्टिस्टिक वर्क इस टाइम पे हुआ करते थे. अदर टेम्पल्स आर रनकपुर टेम्पल ऑफ राजस्थान, गोमतेश्वर स्टैच्यू. ये सारे इनके वर्क ऑफ आर्ट हैं. Now, how did Jainism decline? Undue emphasis on non-violence in Jainism checked its spread among the farming community, as their profession necessarily involved killing insects and pests. Moreover, Mahavira's ideas were not acceptable to those artisans and craftsmen whose occupation endangered the life of other creatures. Strict Jaina limitation of private property was interrupted as a ban on possession of landed property. Extreme form of non-violence was practiced. Even an unconscious killing of ant was against the Jaina principle. Fasting and self-mortification of all kinds occupied an important place in Jainism. Lack of royal patronage was another reason for decline of Jainism. Jainism में, in the Jainism religion, there was too much of non-violence practiced. ठीक है. एंड दे सेड फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी में जो फार्मर्स थे और जो पॉटर्स थे, जो मिट्टी के काम करने वाले थे, मिट्टी के बर्तन बनाने वाले, दे सेड कि हम तो अनजाने में ही हमसे दे यूज टू किल सो मैनी इंसेक्ट्स एंड पेस्ट्स विच वॉज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल बाय महावीरा. ठीक है. क्योंकि इन महावीरा तो सेड कि अनकॉन्शियसली अगर आप एक चींटी को भी मारते हो तो वो भी हमारे यहाँ एक्सेप्टेड नहीं है. ओके, so this was a basic reason for the downfall of Jainism or the decline of Jainism. Then प्रॉपर्टी को लेके बहुत सारे इश्यूज थे और बहुत ज़्यादा नॉन वायलेंस प्रैक्टिस होने की वजह से ये जैनिज़्म जो है उसमें बहुत सारे इश्यूज आ रहे थे इन द जैनिज़्म रिलीजन. Then fasting and self-mortification of all kind occupied an important place. Everyone cannot fast at that time. हर कोई फास्ट नहीं रख पाता था. So वो चीज़ भी एक बहुत बड़ा इशू थी जिसकी वजह से जैनिज़्म रिलीजन डिक्लाइन हुआ. Okay class? About the Buddhism we'll discuss in our next class. So till then complete your work and understand the chapter properly. If you have any doubts you can ask me. Thank you class.